Hey everyone, how are you today? Good afternoon. Hola Felipe, hello Juan, hello Tito, Austin, Salman, how you doing guys? How you doing today? Hey CJ, DC, hola Alex, what's up? Alright guys, just let's let's give it a second for more people to join. I I really don't know how many people is right here. How can I know? Oh, how can I know? All right. I got it. Sometimes I play the video on my phone just to identify if something just goes wrong or something. Uh, Hello Faisal. Interesting day. You know what? I was reading that Alex on the Discord. I was reading that on the Discord, and I was like, yeah, I know. I mean, this is what people call like a mean reversal. But I'm gonna show you that everything happened on key levels. So this didn't happen like in a random place or in a random level. Everything happened on key levels. So you're gonna see that. You're gonna see that, and you will let me know if you agree with me. Again, our job as a traders is not guessing, is not gambling, is not anticipating the move. It's identifying the key levels, the key areas where buyers and sellers are actually interacting, and then pay attention to that areas and see if price is reacting them there, so we can just adjust or manage our positions. All right. So, right. Hello, Don. Uh, Yeah, this is well. It's 35 now. All right. Hello, Sherry. Hey, what's up, Luke? Faisal Mosi. Hey, Tokayo. Yeah, lots of people chasing. And you know what? I want to. I don't want to sugarcoat these guys, but I know a lot of you were following blindly your coaches. I'm not judging. I'm not judging. I mean, there's a way to learn, like copy someone else's traits, but there here it is an unsolicited piece of advice. I know nobody's asking. I know nobody is uh you know making a question, but I want to I want to experience share something. If you are following a coach, if you are following another trader, make sure that you understand what he's doing, right? Make sure that you understand what he's doing. I mean, you can't just jump into a trade because someone else said so, because you don't know his risk management, you don't know his plan, you don't know the higher time frame thesis, you don't know a lot of things, right? So if you don't understand the trade, don't take it. And I'm not saying stop following your coaches. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is if you are watching, if you are listening your coach, that he's taking a look to a name that you don't trade at all, that you don't have key levels at all, that you actually never heard about it, just skip that trade. Stick to the ones that you know. I mean, if you have been charting, I don't know, like Max 7, what the heck are you doing in Oracle? What are you doing in Hood? What are you doing in Baba? What are you doing in UNH? Guys, stick to your process. Get to know the names you want to trade. Get to know them as the back of your hand. Identify how they move. Identify how they react on news. Identify how they react on their earnings, identify how they move on every single day, and stick to them. And if you are gonna follow or copy someone else's trades, make sure that you understand what he's doing. Again, I'm not saying, oh, stop following the other coach or stop joining the live. No. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are learning from someone else, if you are learning from others' experiences, just make sure that you understand what you are doing. And if you don't understand, if you don't get the play, if you don't have key levels, just skip that play and wait for the next one. Wait for the next one. You don't have to trade every day. You don't have to trade 3 times a day. Wait for the next opportunity. If you are following a coach, if you have a coach and you are just listening what he's doing, wait for the right opportunity into the name that you know, into the name that you were prepared for, wait for the name that you understand key levels, that you were following and planning your trade, right? I don't want you to blindly following people. And I'm not saying, oh, stop following other coaches. No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying here is I have a deep scar in my trading career, and it was because I was blindly following someone. I don't want you to feel that pain. I don't want you to lose that money. I don't want you to lose your confidence. I don't want you to step in that stone. I just want you to succeed. I just want you to understand what the right steps are in order to become a successful trader, in order to get consistency, in order to be profitable. And it's not blindly following someone else. It's not copying trades. All right. So that's all for today. I'm sorry I'm taking your time with all these. It's just, I just remember how much I suffer when I blindly following someone else, and I had the largest loss on my trading career. It was awful. Again, I was losing confidence. I hesitated about my self value, about how good I was, and that's not something that you want to experience. All right. So try to get the value from my experience share, and let's go. All right. So let me take a look to the chat again. I'm sorry for taking so much time about this. Maybe you don't need this kind of advice, but if you do, please listen, write down the lessons, and if you want to discuss something, you are on the Discord, you are on Traders Lab, or you don't belong to any community, you can always reach me at the YouTube comments on the channel, or you can go to tradingperformancecoach.com. There's my email, there's a communication form. You can always reach me and we can discuss whatever you feel that is messing with your performance, right? All right. Okay. First time, Alex. Welcome to the family. Welcome to this community. It's not always like today, Alex. Sometimes I just jump into the charts and I don't share anything. But today I felt like it was necessary to talk about this because I was reading a lot of people complaining about losses on plays they never plan. All right, so I just think that's not fair for their coaches. That's not fair for their communities. If you take a risk, an unplanned risk, well, it's all on you. All right. Hello, Francine. So Don, yeah, got in with Tony Najak. I could see his setup, but looking back now, there wasn't enough volume or confluence. All right. DC, I always check what they are taking, but it has to align with my own criteria. Perfect. Hey, Kevin. Felipe, and the feeling that you have to depend on someone else is the word. Yeah, exactly. Because that's something else, right? Like people that join a community, it's like, oh, well, this is amazing. My coaches are very good to explain. They give away a lot of reasoning on their trades. But dude, I mean, you need to take it for you. You need to learn how to do it alone by yourself. Because what happens if your coaches just get bored about having a community, because they are making so much money, they are so successful, and they just don't want to, to feel the pressure of having a community, or they just want to retire because they already made so much money that they can live comfortable with their passive income. So you need to be prepared for that. You need to start learning the skill of trading, to do it by yourself and not depending from anyone. All right. What happens if they want to take vacations? What happens if they get sick and they decide to stop trading for 3 weeks? So just make sure that you understand this. Alejandro, that the main reason you should enter a trade is because you understand the reasons why. Exactly. Don't, you don't trade Oracle. I used to work for Oracle. I told you, like in my previous life, like I don't know, like 17 years ago, 15 years ago, something like that. I used to work for Oracle. It was awful. Tesla trash me. Come on, Don. You have a small account. You should not be trading Tesla. Declan, I was looking at Tesla, but I realized I didn't understand the thesis, so I stayed out of it, especially since it was holding up on the higher time frame. Good for you, Declan. Aaron, you're very welcome. Basinga, Kevin, you're very welcome. Austin, thank you. Tito, 3 trades, good execution. They didn't work out. Small loss for the day. That's exactly the plan, Tito. Good job there. We should only have 3 different outcomes: small losses, control losses, small wins, and huge wins. All right. So if we take a loss inside of our system, it should be a small loss, just like today. Congratulations there, Tito. Good job there. Alex, that's the kind of advice we must need. Thank you, Felipe. Thank you, Don. I started following that advice a couple weeks ago, and I have much more clarity on the SPY and QQQ. I feel much more confident. That's good, Austin. How would you manage a trade with only 1 contract, since you can scale out? Oh, let me. I'm gonna take just 1 minute here on these kind of questions, and then I'll go to technicals, because I have a meeting at one of my kids' school, so I have to run in 45 minutes. All right. So I have a customer on my performance coaching program that he was asking me, like, hey, how will I manage my trades if I'm on a small position? And I said, like, okay, well, it's all about the expectations. It's all about the expectations. So how much percentage your best account gives you on a year, on a yield year? Like, I have an American Express high yield account, and they give me something like 5.25% a year. After 12 months, after 365 days, they give me 5.25% of my capital. So if I have that in consideration, and I can have 5% in a trade, well, I just match 1 year worth of interest on a high yield capital account. So what are your expectations, Star? Are you waiting to have 40% every time you take a trade? Are you waiting to have 100% every time you take a trade? Or what if, and I'm just asking, Star, I'm not, again, take this as experience share, not like a financial advice. How much is enough for you? So if a trade goes 10% up, wouldn't you agree to have your stop loss at 10% and try to let it run It's just a question. I mean, if 10% is not enough for you, that's fine. Just try to identify how much are you okay with it. All right, and that's how you should be managing a trade with just one contract. All right. I Again, another experience share when I was trading exclusively with the Walls of Wealth community. One of my coaches, Mr. Banks, he he has this mindset of, if you see 20, take 20. So if you see a trade that goes 20%, dude, take 20%, right? I mean, 20% is just an amazing amount for one trade. It's just one trade that usually takes a few minutes. So that's something that I started doing, and I started stacking 20% wins, and suddenly I just doubled my account like a month and a half later. A month and a half later, I was double my account. Why? Because my smallest win was 20%. And that was awesome. So again, you need to work on your mindset, you need to work on your trading plan, and you need to do whatever is actually good for you. And this can change if you are taking Tesla trades, if you are taking Amazon trades, if you are taking SPY, same day expiration trades. So you need to understand your name, I mean the ticker you're trading. You need to understand your plan. You need to understand your data, your setup, your strategy works to have 40, 50, 100% wins every day, or it works to have 5% wins every day. And if it works for 5% consistently, take it, right? Unless you are looking for something else. All right. So yes, greed never ends well. So you need to just understand what your expectations are, what your trading goals are, and then stick to a plan. All right. Okay. Not sure if I answered your question, Star. All right. Don, today I will no longer take Tesla for a small account. Yes, exactly. Alejandro Tony stated at the beginning that this is not a look and copy type of program. Exactly. Dizzy, yeah, I can rely on signals because one day they will be gone. Exactly. Happening in another Discord I am. The main guy left. Yeah, dude, if they are, I mean, once you are a consistently successful trader, you suddenly start stacking so much money that you really consider your current commitments. I'm not saying like, okay, well, so Neto is leaving soon. No, I'm not at that level yet. But if I start making millions, like several millions a year, I wouldn't, like reframe if I need to come here every day and just experience share. I will do it for free for sure, but not on a daily basis. I don't know. It will be different. Okay, Savage Profits. Are you mainly usually tracking the trade on the 1 minute? Yes, I do on the 1 minute for the first 60 minutes of the market, and then I just switch to the 5 minute. Hey, Annette. Happy Friday. Where are you, Annette? It's Thursday for me. I still have like half of a Thursday for me, but happy Thursday. Tom, my old boss told me Oracle is where decent software goes to the yes. That's a super good definition of Oracle. Look, I'm getting a lot better at cutting these trades, Neto, and making the losses small. Good. Drago, thank you, Neto. Missed my entry on Palantir because was paying attention on the Oracle. Should have listened to my inner voice. Fortunately, only one small loss. Close the laptop and call it a day. Good job there, Drago. Yeah, awareness of, like you are not performing at your A game and deciding to step away of your training station. Good. Hola, Gaby. Okay. Thank you, Tito, for stepping into this with Star. Beer QQQ puts. All right, give me 1 second. 10% a day is look at that. Yeah, that's traders math. Gracias, Richard. Mahendra, and beautiful explanation. Very refreshing what we do here in options trading. You're very welcome. Annette, yeah, welcome back to Thursday. Thank you. All right, guys. So let's take a look to what we did. I did take 2 trades today, and they were awesome. They were awesome considering that 40%, it's a huge day for me. It's a great day for me because my expectations are stacking 5-10% wins every day. That takes me to double my position size every month. All right. So right here, momentum was to the downside. Well, let's go to the 15-minute chart. Momentum was to the downside. All the pre-market, we were just nose diving to this gap on the daily chart from September the 17th to the 18th. We had this daily gap, and well, again, pre-market nose diving here. So momentum was to the downside. I was looking for this entry here. It was just too early in the morning. You know, I like to wait 10-15 minutes for my first moves. So right here, this rejection 591.50 pre-market low was exactly what I was looking at. So, well, I couldn't enter here too early in the morning. So I was like, oh well, let's take the next opportunity here. So I was waiting exactly here, 590. Okay, well, I couldn't take 590.50, 591.50 or 591 right here. Okay, what's the next point? All right, 590. Let's take a look what happens at 590. So again, guys, this is not the cleanest break and retest, but I want to explain what I did here. I was watching this reaction at 590. It was 939. I was being greedy because I didn't want to lose this move after all this. So I say like, okay, well, and that's the other thing. Because on the 15-minute chart, I have all these levels here. 590, 38, 589. So I didn't want to deplete all these key levels on the 15-minute chart without taking my entry here. So I decided to enter in this rejection of 590. I enter right here, 939. The average price for my contracts was $1.13. And look at this, all the way to here, 588.60 something, like 588.50. It was almost 50%. Almost 50% in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. So guys, 50% in 6 minutes. Do you take it? I will take it any other day. I will take it any single day, right? So that's exactly what I did. I closed half of my position right here, 589. And when I took this 50%, I took like 90% of my position, and I closed 10% of my position around here with 15%. And I say like, okay, well, this is probably the squeeze that everyone is waiting. And then I had this nice retest on the 5-minute opening range, but more important than the 5-minute opening range was this key level here, and I would like to actually set it here, 590.50. Can you see here how well this is reacting to 590.50? Again, guys, we have been talking about this for several days. I think even for weeks now. I mean, since we were approaching to all-time highs, we have been talking about the importance of half numbers and round numbers or whole numbers for the indices. So is this clear enough for you to see the reaction at 590.50? So I said like, okay, well, this reaction here, we are below previous day close. We are below previous day low. We are below opening price. We are below this gap on the daily chart. We are below and retesting this 5-minute opening range low. We are below this 590.38. I need to retake this trade. And I opened my position here, 951, and I took it all the way to here, and I started looking at the reaction right here, right? 589 was the point that they were defending. Can you see here? Can you see this reaction here? It was around 590. So I took 80% of my position right here, around 40%, and I closed my position on this candle with 10% positive or something like that. So this is exactly what I did on QQQ today. And then after this quiz, you know how this works. After this quiz, it starts looking for the intraday key levels. So after this quiz, look how well this is breaking and retesting around the edge of this daily gap. And also this was the opening price, and also this is the 5-minute opening range. So this is kind of the reclaim, break and retest of this 592, right, with in confluence being the edge of this gap, the opening price, the 5-minute opening range. So 592 relevant key level here, break, retest, and you can take this trade to the upside. Where? To external liquidity, previous day low. All right, so you had previous day low right here, but this is the break and retest of high of the day. So you can have a second chance here. Look at this, stop loss right at the bottom of this retesting candle, and you are aiming where? 594. Whole numbers, round numbers, half numbers. That's our strategy right now, right? That's our strategy right now. And well, later in the day we had like more movement. It's doing its own thing. QQQ. Now let me go to the chat. What did you do? What did you do with QQQ, guys? DC, what did you do here, my friend? Alex, enter 951. 951 here. Good job there. Risk above the 948. Huh? Oh, you were taking calls? I didn't understand what you did here, Alex. Done. SPY and QQQ, I'm using same day expiration. Tito, what level was your first trade taken up? This rejection of 590, Tito. Kevin, he just have a mind explosion with the trading math, right? Like if you compound 5%, and dude, that's assuming that you stick to your same sizing for the whole day, for the whole year. But if you start like risking 5% or winning 5%, even if you start increasing your size for your positions, I want you to do that now. This is that big green candle on the 5-minute retest was too big for my liking. Yeah, well, if you were watching the 5-minute chart, it's a different story. Where is the squeeze? The squeeze starts right here, 589. 589. This is the squeeze. Comes here for this liquidity here, and just goes up like a rocket. Felipe, spy calls. Give me 1 second. We are going to spy. DC, you took the first one. Cons were moving, so spook me out. This one here, dude. This one here. I got almost 50% on this trade. Unless you were taking different expiration. That will be the story. Namosi, I enter QQQ 1020 fully out 1051 0 DT 1020 calls, obviously, right? 1020 right here. Okay. 1020 right here. This reclaim 593. And you exited 1051. 1051. Good job there. Good job there. Max, I took QQQ 934. Guys, please be more specific. You took QQQ calls 1020? Yes. I mean, I now I see that you you were taking calls, but if you can be more specific, like, okay, well, I entered QQQ calls right here. My stop loss was here, and my target was this one. That will be easier for us. Okay, Aaron entered on the 5-minute retest 8:10. Aaron, where are you located? Is that Pacific time, right? Aaron, so that should be like 11 10. Good. Good. That was a nice that was a nice retest of this previous high of the day, right? Good job there. Akshat Jain, hi. Welcome, my friend. Wondering, do you trade only indices every day or take stocks? Welcome to the community. I usually take tech names, the Max 7, but I'm in a personal discipline challenge. I'm only taking one setup or one direction. I'm only taking puts on a specific setup on QQQ and SPY for some weeks. It's again, it's not a challenge, or it's not a like my road to $100,000. No. It's just a personal challenge about discipline, and that's why you are watching here. That I just took puts today. That's what I'm doing. SPY and QQQ puts, same day expiration into specific setups. You will start understanding in like soon. Don't worry about that. Don SPY. Let's see. Aaron 593 calls. Good. Namasi good. Annette, how do you know there's liquidity waiting? Well, usually the previous highs and lows of the day. If you go to the daily chart, Annette, the previous highs and lows, there's where's the most liquidity is built. All right, because there's exactly where there's a lot of there are a lot of orders waiting, and they just like they were left there, and that's why I have two different type of lines in my chart. So the blue lines, I don't see any blue line. Well, these blue lines are previous highs and lows, and the white lines are the 15-minute chart key levels. All right. So the 15-minute chart, consider them like internal liquidity, and the blue lines are kind of the external liquidity. All right. SPY retest of previous low of the day right now. Neto, you said you take 10 expiration on indices. No, same day expiration. Same day expiration. Shoki, Blue lines are previous highs and lows of the day on the daily chart. Shoki, that's Pacific time, right? So 9:51 PST, looking for low of the day, 9:51. Good job there. You didn't get low of the day, but it was close to low of the day, right? So I hope you took some there. Can you share if the point from where reversal took place to upside was a key level that someone could have watched? Dude, it was 589. 589. Anyone could watch that. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. All right, 15-minute chart. This is the key level. All right, this is the key level. If you go back to September the 15th, this is the resistance turned into support. Look at this, support, turn into resistance, turn into support. So this level right here, 589, was a strong level. And from here, can you see, once you reclaim this 589, you actually gap up the next day. Let's see how it looks on the 1 hour. Oh. Can you see here? Right here, 589, support, turn into resistance, and once you reclaim here, you actually gap up. This is the 1 hour chart. So this is your key level. All right, let's go back to the 15-minute. So that, not sure if you understand. If you understand that, Akshat. Is that well pronounced, Akshat? All right. Okay. So that was QQQ. Let's go to SPY. Obviously, as you know, guys, usually I'm watching my charts, SPY and QQQ, like this, right? So I can start comparing. Oh well, sorry. Like this. So I can be comparing how they move together, right? How they move together. If SPY is looking for a retest on certain key level here, I can anticipate that QQQ is gonna move similar. It's not a mirror, but they move similar, right? So this is what I do. I usually take a look to both names at the same time on the same time frame, and that's how I was watching this SPY here. On QQQ, it was clearer because QQQ was kind of a bit weaker than SPY. But anyways, I mean, you had this rejection of, what is this? 657, round number, side number, strike number. So you had this break, retest. Look at this rejection with these two candle wicks and this candle here. So you take something like here, let's say below 656.50, you enter into your position right here, risk at the top of these candles here, and you were looking for low of the day, and low of the day was this 15-minute chart key level, 655. So you didn't get the low of the day, but look at this. I mean, at the bottom of these two candles, it was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward. And that's only if you had like your risk all the way here. But after this momentum, you may move your stop loss. I mean, after these two candles, like maybe you had like your stop loss like something like this, right? I mean, I know this is not how we calculate our risk reward, but that's just an example of how you can manage your trade. So if you move your stop loss to your entry point, I mean, you were stop out right here, but you had like 30% right here, right? So that's how you play same day expiration on the indices, all right? So that was for me. Can you share? Thanks, got it. Thanks, Felipe. SPY calls 1019, 1019. So, all right, here. Okay, can you see here? After this quiz, you had your reversal here. After this quiz, you start having these retests and reclaims of intraday key level. So right here, this is the break and retest. What do you know? 658 strike number, whole number, right? Break, retest right here. And also it was the 5-minute opening range. 5-minute opening range. So you may enter here on this retest of the 15-minute chart key level and also the reclaim of this 5-minute opening range, or you enter something like here, right? Still, it's a 1 to 2 reward rate to trade. Maybe this one this was even better, right? And where are you aiming? Look at this, 659. Can you see how well price reacts to the whole numbers? Remember, guys, whole numbers are your secret sauce for the indices. All right. Good job there, Felipe. Good job there. Rolo, could you please explain the entry on Amazon? Yes, let me go there. Bets Boy, I was looking at what went in today. Good trade, had work nearing SPY break and retest to the downside. Yeah. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, it was super clear, right? Again, after all this downside momentum on the pre-market, what can you expect? Well, you are just looking for another entry to the downside. Give me 1 second, guys. All right. Okay. So let's go to the tech names. I'm gonna rush a little bit because we are 18 minutes to go for me to need. I need to leave to one of my kids' school for a meeting with the teacher, the parent teacher conference, or I don't know what the name is. So AMD guys, I really didn't see any good entry model for the downside or the upside. I mean, it was flirting about this previous day low, but actually never had like a nice reaction until here 11:30. But that was just too late for our system. For you guys that are new in this community, most of the times we look for trades on the first 90 minutes of the market. If you are trading the indices, you may look for the first 2 hours, maybe 2 hours and a half. But with this system that we use, I wouldn't try to look for something later on the day. It's just like a different animal, right? They are cousins. They look similar, but it's a different thing. All right. So anyone took something on AMD? Foster, let me go there. It was QQQ. Well, actually, can you see here? SPY was kind of the same thing. Previous support. Look at this. I mean, we have a huge dip here, but it was also support right here, 655. Can you see here? 655, 655, 16. That's exactly the bounce here. And also on QQQ, again, support. This dip way too deeper. But this 589 was kind of the bounce. But yeah, I mean, for both indices, we had very good key levels to look for it. Okay. Tito, you entered 1012. What you tried here? DC, what you tried here? Calls, puts, from where to where, stop loss 1004, 1004 here. You were trying a breakout. Tito 1012, 1012. Guys, you were trying breakouts here, right? Calls on EMA cross. Okay. Yeah, I don't use the EMAs here. What kind of EMA it is, Dizzy? Is it the on the daily? Is it on the 5 minute? Right. So both of you guys took like reclaims of key levels or breakouts on key levels. That's fine. It's just a different strategy that we use here. But that's really nice. As you can see here, I mean, we had this break of out of this area here. I'm gonna show you this area here. This is AMD. Yeah, AMD. So do you remember we have saying that we are inside of this range here, these two white boxes here? So that's exactly what is going on right here. So we tried to drop from there. We had a reversal. We just reclaimed this key level, this pre-market low key level, and it started going up. Where to the other box? Can you see here? We are just stuck into this box 161 and 158. So this is like a $3-4 range. You don't want, yeah, you don't want to be there. I will wait something like 164 or 154, 155. Yeah, I will wait for AMD to actually break this range, because you don't know what it wants to do. Can you see here? It's right on the daily 20 SMA. I don't know what's going on here. Let's see what happens. It's right there. I mean, maybe this is the break and retest of the daily 20 SMA. Maybe. Maybe. Actually, maybe, right? It's just so nice to see it here. I don't know. All right. DC 9 and 20 moving averages. All right. All right. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Amazon. Amazon was looking kind of good. Like, look at this momentum lost on the pre-market. Then huge drop on the market opening. It broke previous day low, came back, retested previous day low, and this, guys, as you know, this is my favorite setup. The break and retest of the previous day low. Also previous day high, but I prefer previous day low because I like more puts. So if you have your position here on this break and retest of the previous day low and pre-market low, and you were aiming to this 218.50, you had 1 to 2.5 risk reward rate to trade, and then the squeeze. That's the only thing that I didn't like about this Amazon trade. Amazon was exactly following SPY and QQQ. Can you see here, guys? I mean, right here, this 9:59, 10 a.m. candle. That's exactly when QQQ and SPY started bouncing here. So Amazon was just following them. So after this squeeze, after this reversal, look at this. This where is this white box coming from? All right. I don't know why it's not. I don't know why this box is not, it's not on the other, in the other chart. But can you see here, guys? This is kind of the pivot low from yesterday. So after the squeeze, you actually break and retest right on this area here. I can tell you like, oh well, this is a key level right here, but can you see how relevant was on the pre-market? It was support, support, turn into resistance, turn into support, then you break. But when you reclaim this key level, you come back, retest, and it's right from yesterday's pivot low. All right, yesterday's pivot low. So I should have like a key level right here. I don't know why I don't have it, but that's a good level to be, right? So you have this break, retest, and if you were following the indices, you are just doing your break and retest on the on high of the day, right? High of the day. So this is a really nice spot to enter into calls for Amazon. So if you open your position right here on the second candle, just confirming the move to the upside, and you have your stop loss right at the bottom of these candles, and you are aiming to high of the day, look at this, it was a 1 to 3.5 risk reward ratio trade. So okay, so Tokayo, you took 952 puts. Oh, 952 puts right here. Okay. Target low day close on 10:02. Yeah, this 9:59, 10 in the morning candle just mess up with our setups, right? Yeah, I will be waiting also for the low of the day, or at least to the bodies of the low of the day, and it will be like a nice trade, 1 to 3.3. However, right here 218.50, it was out 1 to 2.5. So if you can, I mean, remember to be always like paying attention to these key levels where you hit your risk reward, so you can start trimming your position here. Okay, let's go to the next one. Nvidia was super clear. Nvidia was super clear. I didn't see like a nice setup to the downside on Nvidia, but look at this. This is a very nice break and retest of opening price, 1 minute opening range, and also this 174.71. That's a key level on the daily, right? This is a key level on the daily. So this is a very nice break and retest, and wherever you take this trade here, even here when I had it, because it's already on the above the 5 minute opening range, and you still have like a good space here. Well, this actually closed the daily gap, right? Close the daily gap. This is the previous day close, and look at this. I mean, if you have from here to the daily gap, it was a 1 to 4 risk reward ratio trade. This was amazing. Linda, 939 puts for what? For Nvidia or for Amazon? Linda, for Nvidia or for Amazon? If it was for Amazon, that was a nice trade, right? It was a $1 drop. It was a $1 drop, and not sure if you not sure how was Amazon moving today. But that kind of drops for like a $1 drop in a name like Amazon. Usually it's like a nice 15-20% move. All right. Again, this is just based on experience. All right. So that was what I was doing, or what I was watching here on Nvidia. And after that, look at this. Actually, we had like a super nice break and retest of the previous day close. And look at this. It was really nice. It was really nice. Where is it going? It's 177 right now. Something is going on with Nvidia. I'm gonna start taking profits on my long-term portfolio right here on this 180, because we have been we have been fighting 180 for some days or weeks now. I think I'm just gonna take some cash from here. Anyways, so Tesla, guys. Tesla was really nice. This is, look at this. I want to talk about this because it's not that clear, but I'm gonna make you clear for you. So this is the break and retest. Look at this. It started struggling right here, 428, 428. It had a drop and then came back and retested this 428, 428 below previous day low, below all of the 1 minute, and well, it's inside of the 5 minute opening range. But look at this drop. I mean, it opened right here, 535. It was $10 drop in the morning. So it was a nice retest of right here, 428, 428. Let me make it a little bit right here. So this will be a really nice entry here on this candle, rejecting this 428, 428, and you should be looking for low of the day, right? Low of the day. It just didn't happen. So right here to 424, 424, it was a 1 to 2.4 risk reward ratio trade, right? So it's not that bad. It's not that bad. I really like this. Maybe here. So yeah, it might be like a 1 to 2.5, 1 to 3 risk reward ratio trade depending on your entry here. But I really like this trade here. It's just Tesla has been moving really nice. Just look at this $10 drop. That's amazing. It's just, well, I'm not trading Tesla name or any tech names right now. Okay. And I want to show you something else here. Do you remember we have been talking like, okay, well, forget about the patterns, forget about the head and shoulders or whatever you want to call them. This is exactly your battleground, right? This is your battleground. It's not about the neckline. It's about the battleground. Your battleground has been here, right? So after you finally drop from your battleground, you come back, retest right here, and look at all of the rejections right here on this area. Look at how many rejections right here in this area. So when you finally start dropping here, you can have a very decent entry here. And look at this, to the internal liquidity, 5 minute opening range, or look at this. This is the 426. Yeah, 426 right here. You actually had two different entries right here. All right. So two different entries right here. So this is the break and retest, and boom. we have been calling it like this. All right. So we're gonna have a poll to see if this is a good name for everyone. The break and retest and boom for this break and retest of this support turning to resistance flip zone. So yeah, Don, you can help us with the poll. Break and retest and boom. If you like it, just contact Don and we are gonna give you credits for that. I think the one that needs credits for this, it's Tito, because he confused me yesterday with the be right back thing. I didn't know about that, so just break, retest, and boom. Well, that's something. that's something good. All right, guys. So that was what I was watching on Tesla, and the last name that I'm gonna review is Palantir, just because, as I told you, I need to run. Palantir was holding nicely after the indices drop. So you have this break and retest of this 176.71. As you can see here, the pre-market was not that bad, because at the last minutes of the pre-market, they started actually recovering. So this break and retest of 177 key level, and once you reclaim the high of the day, 5-minute opening range, you can open your position here. And look at this. This was aiming only to the previous day close. It was a 1 to 2.5 risk reward rate to trade. But as you can see here, you didn't actually have any reaction here. So maybe, and I'm just saying maybe, you went all the way to any of these key levels here. Maybe here, 180. And as you can see here, I'm sorry, this is 181. So as you can see here, you had this break and retest of 181. So this is another opportunity here. And all right, guys. So I have to run right now. I'm sorry, but I need to cut it right now. My wife is here giving me a side eye because I'm late here. So guys, you know the drill. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We are like 10 people away to be 800. This is a dream for everyone who has been joining the channel, because we have new people, new questions, new ideas, new setups for everyone. We have been talking about SPY and QQQ like way more in depth. So if you guys want more quality content here, please subscribe to the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.